This might be the best Batman Hot Toys has ever made so far. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Figure Hideout. Let me ask you this. Among all the superhero movie characters, is there an ending more heartbreaking than Ben Affleck's Batman? Say what you want, but just talking about appearance alone, his body is straight out of The Dark Knight Returns. Big, bulky, and imposing. He's the perfect real-world version of Bruce Wayne. Even Batman's no-kill rule doesn't seem to apply here. You come at him with blades or guns, he will slam your head straight into the ground with one punch. And his theme music doesn't have a single note of good guy in it. Whether you are a thug or innocent civilian, seeing him is like seeing death itself. Even though BVS gave this character such a great setup, but you know how he turned out. He ended up being the only Batman on the big screen without a solo movie. And later, he basically became a full-on background tool. All the intimidation vanished, and they even made him force a few awkward jokes. Honestly, it's just heartbreaking. Today, we are taking a look at the BVS Batman 2.0 Deluxe Edition, which is one of his most iconic suits, and I happen to have a life-size suit replica here in my collection. The configuration of this release is similar to the Indiana Jones I reviewed a few days ago. It's not a DX product, but as good as one. From accessories and head sculpt to the suit and diorama base, it's pretty packed. And while I don't want to make too strong a statement, but after having this piece in my hands, I really feel like this is the best Batman figure Hot Toys has ever made so far. Watch the video till the end and you probably will agree with me. Currently, I don't have my 1.0 version with me, but considering how hyped this figure is, I asked my family to help me shoot some photos, so I can still show where the upgrades are. If you haven't liked the video yet, make sure you do before we start. Starting with the packaging, the deluxe version includes a diorama background, so the box is in this rectangular block shape, and is pretty heavy, about 2.6 kg. The artwork is in a black and gold color scheme, and Batman is facing left. Kinda makes me wonder, will Hot Toys release the guy that faces right anytime soon? Inside, the top tray contains the hands and weapons. Below that is the figure, head sculpt, expressions, a hairstyle, and the base. The bottom layer has an extra cape with wires, diorama piece, and two head sculpt stands. Now the figure. Compared to the 1.0, the body has changed significantly. Taller, bulkier, stand around 33 centimeters tall and nearly 600 grams in weight. Here's a comparison with Keaton and Bale. In the promo pictures, you can really see the contrast. 1.0 looks much smaller. And comparing to the film, the 2.0 does a much better job capturing that bulky, short-limbed look. The arms and legs are insanely thick. His arms are as thick as Bale's legs. And the thighs, even crazier. Here's a comparison to the 1.0s. But I do think the shoulder areas could be even bigger to emphasize the muscle line, especially the part that connects into the biceps. The limbs are solid hard. The only padded area on the upper torso is the chest and abs. These are pretty soft. The lats are still super wide, also with a layer of thin padding on top. But from the front, I think the V taper of the lats and waist could have been sharper. It's not so obvious on the figure. And Hot Toys upgraded the ab shape compared to the prototype. I like how it looks now, and definitely much better than the 1.0s. From the side, the abs protrude more than the chest is also how it's supposed to look like. One part that could be improved is the chest and abs thickness from the side. It could have been a bit fuller for a rounder, beefier look. Right now, it feels like the muscles are there, but not quite pumped. Shoulders now have gear joints for better stability. Although the arms and lats are massive, but the figure doesn't have that bulky arms problem. The color of the suit is way better than 1.0's. Now it's a light gray with a bit of bluish color, plus lots of weather dirt effects, and Hot Toys made it very noticeable. The surface texture also have been redone. The 1.0 was way too flat and regular. This time, Hot Toys added much more depth and randomness, similar to that Black Adam suit. You get fine patterns, varying density, some areas scattered, others with strap-like detailing. The size of these thin lines are also on point. Something that 1.0 and even the promo pictures of the 2.0 don't have is that Hot Toys actually replicated the wrinkles that are unique of this suit. These are not actual creases, but raised segments that look like wrinkles. This is one of my favorite things of this suit. They are like scars on a demon's body, and Hot Toys placed them quite accurately, mainly on the shoulders, elbows, and thighs. The chest logo is a separate layer, with horizontal straps and diagonal scratch marks. But I think the scratches could have been deeper and have more colors for realism. A huge improvement is the elasticity of the suit. Compared to Keaton's full rubber setup, this one feels a lot like the material they used on the PlayStation Spider-Mans. It's not extremely stretchy, but it makes a huge difference in posing and flexibility, and definitely better than all the previous Ben Affleck's Batman suits. The forearm guards and boots are still made of rubber but textured like leather, and now they have dirt effects on the surface. The arm blades are bigger too, they are a separate part. These now are sharper, with angled edges and some light weathering. The ankles remain separate from the boots. Golden decorations and zipper details are all there. The belt is same as 1.0's, a fabric belt with some boxes. The surface paint job is not as dark as before, everything else about the same. Now for the cape. Out of all Hot Toys Batmans, no matter it's from the movies or video games, this is easily the best one. There's no wires in the default cape. In the movie, it looks like leather, and mine as well. But the figure uses a soft, velvet-like fabric with a little stretch. Probably Hot Toys wanted to have a better drape, and it definitely does. It looks much better than 1.0's full leather cape. Back here, we have some really nice folds. The lower part feels a bit stiff because of this layer of dirt effects. Most importantly, I'm really happy the shoulders feature layered sections, a real top layer and a fake bottom layer. When you swap heads, you can adjust the fold for a better fit with the mask very easily, and that's the biggest benefit of them using fabric. 1.0 had a cape molded together with the head. The big visible seam at the shoulders was a pain in the butt for everyone. The masked head sculpt this time is also brand new. Compared to the 1.0's, the look has changed quite a bit. The mouth opening is wider, but I think it may be a bit too wide. And again, the leather texture on the surface is more deeply sculpted. This is especially noticeable around the neck area. I couldn't find any super high resolution prop reference photos, so if you happen to have some official material, feel free to compare it yourself. There are already quite a few high-end costume BVS Batman head sculpts out there on the market. In my opinion, this one right here, the neck seems a bit longer than it's supposed to be, and the head could be wider, just to make the whole shape appear more squat and broad, like fatter. Right now, it looks a little too elongated. This head also has rolling eyes. The eyes are quite wide open. Honestly, I think they could have been a bit more squinted. Kind of like the expression on the Star-Lord 4.0, which would give it more depth and emotion. The default expression is calm. There's also a speaking expression and one angry expression. The sculpts capture Ben Affleck's thin lip and that classic chin very well, but the stubble paint could have been more noticeable. The teeth on the two open mouth expressions are individually sculpted. Even the gums are painted with a good level of detail. My favorite accessory this time is the mask with neck joint. It only comes to the deluxe version. A huge praise for this one. It drastically improves dynamic posing. Along with the new flexible suit, pulling off this ladder climbing pose is very easy. And Hot Toys did a fantastic job with the seam on this head. From the front, you can't even tell which one has the neck joint. Even when you turn the head, it avoids the obvious gaps you usually get with human heads. The seam is really not that obvious to be noticed. This one also features rolling eyes. Honestly, just for this accessory alone, if you have enough budget, I would recommend you go for the deluxe version. Now onto the Bruce Wayne head sculpt. This is one of the biggest highlights of this release. To put it simple, it's not nerfed. The final product retains at least 80% of the quality from the promo photos. The only other Ben Affleck's head we had before was from the Justice League. The improvement here is obvious, no need for me to say it out. But I do think this expression looks too kind, like a lot of collectors do. I wish there was more anger and hate in his look. The facial shape and features, all spot on. The eyes even have doubled eyelids, and a little eyeliner paint application. In terms of sculpting, there are clear forehead lines and defined stubble areas. Paint-wise, the overall skin tone is on the darker side, making him look a bit more like mid-age. But the lips and cheeks do have that rich, layered reddish tint. The mole on his left side cheek is also accurately painted and appear on all the expression pieces as well. This head also comes with rolling eyes. Among all the Batmans, the only one still missing a great head sculpt is Bale. Keaton and Pattinson started strong from day one. The default hairstyle is that slick, billionaire look. It also comes with a messy looking hairpiece. Both of these are attached by magnets. The seam on top looks like this. The messy hairstyle hangs a little bit on the front, so it covers the front seam even better. I think both hairstyles look great. And the sculpting detail is consistently sharp and defined. Paint-wise, the hair has a light gray wash. The tempo has the most noticeable gradient fade. The hair pieces also have a slight touch of gray. Not super obvious, but you can tell it has been painted. Underneath the head, like Black Adam, there's a connected neck piece with sculpted trapezius muscle. When you remove the head, you will also see painted stubble around the Adam's apple area. The skin texture is really well done here too, super sharp. All three head sculpts have a square peg at the bottom that connects to the figure's body, so if you want to adjust the eyes, you will need to put out the inner connector first. The other two heads can just be pulled off directly. Both Batman heads are simple to install, just plug and play. One thing to note is the hole in the cape, which needs to align with the hole on the body first, before you install the head. Without the cape, you can see a small gap between the mask and body that Hot Toys left there intentionally for the cape to fit in. The Bruce Wayne head sculpt is a bit more special. First, you want to unzip the zipper. Then press the trapezius section into the body. The slot is fairly deep, so you will definitely feel that click. It's better to insert one side first, then stretch the suit a little bit to get the other side in. You don't have to zip it back up, because it won't affect how it looks from the front, and it will be easier for you to remove it later. Next, let's put on the cape. Line up the two holes, and insert the pack through both holes to secure it in place. Finally, attach the head sculpt, and that's it. As for accessories, the hands or weapons are exactly same as the 1.0s. The default hands are fists. Then you have got a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of gripping hands, one hand for holding the batarangs, and one gripping hand that looks like a fist. When changing hands, because the forearm guards are long, the waist peg can be hard to reach. You can push the armor upward first to make it easier to plug in the hands. Weapon-wise, there's still the gripple gun and a grenade launcher. The gripple gun comes with two closed claws and two gripple lines. All of these can be inserted into the barrel. The one with the extended claw is bendable. You can shape it yourself, but I think the default shape looks pretty good already. The grenade launcher stock can be put out. And it comes with two kryptonite rounds. Both can be loaded into the barrel. This time, Hot Toys added gold and silver to this middle section, making the details a bit richer. There are also 4 batarang, plus the branding thingy. These are all same as those in the 1.0s. The deluxe version also gets a wired cape. The material and shape are basically the same as the default one, but the shoulders and midsection have internal wires. They are pretty strong. You can easily pose it in a dynamic flowing shape. You also get 2 mini display stands for the heads, shaped in the Bat logo too. The surface has the same pattern as the logo on the suit. When you use the Bruce Wayne head, you can place the 2 Batman heads next to him like a statue. And lastly, the display base. This base is a standard piece in both versions. It has a metal platform look with rusty color paint. Hot Toys added some razor parts underneath to lift it up a little. The special edition includes a tube and a waist clamp. The regular edition comes with a circular clamp. The background piece is huge, 32 cm tall, 17 cm wide, and 5 cm deep. The whole thing weighs nearly 600 grams. It's a double-sided background. One side is a red brick wall with some rubble at the base, and here we have a hidden port for the tube or support. The reverse side is a half brick, half concrete with a ladder. The ladder has some flexibility. And this part of the wall includes bullet holes. In terms of sculpt and paint, it's up to the usual Hot Toys diorama standards. This base would even pair well with figures like Daredevil. Assembling them is pretty simple, just slots the 2 parts together like this. The ladder can be moved up and down, which helps to recreate a climbing pose. I will explain exactly how to pose that after the articulation part. Both heads with joints move like this. Arms can go 90 degrees in forward, backward, and sideways. Elbows can bend over 90 degrees. Because there are thick paddings in the torso, articulation of this section is quite limited. Legs kicking sideways can go 45 degrees. They don't bounce back even without gear joints. Forward about 45 as well, but pretty small in backward. Knees can bend over 90 degrees, but you want to be careful with the suit. Here will likely be pinched by the knee joints. And range for the ankles are pretty standard as well. Now let's talk about how to recreate the ladder hanging pose. It's actually pretty easy, but there are some tricks to get it done right. First, raise the ladder. If you don't, it won't be tall enough for the pose. Key setup number 1. Use this hand and grab the very top of the ladder first. That makes the rest of the steps much easier. Then swap to the articulated Batman head and having it look outward. Key step number 2, you need to bend the tube into this position. The idea is to have the tube come through the space between the legs, otherwise the length won't be enough. Next, lift and bend the right leg. At this point, attach the tube to the base, and have the right foot on the ladder to maintain balance. Then just connect the hand to the figure. Let the left leg dangle down, and that's it. If you use the wired cape here, the whole look will be even more dramatic. I also tried this pose with Bale. You can put it off, but the effect isn't as good as Ben, mainly because Bale's leg can't raise high enough, and the magnetic head shows a much harsher separation from the side. As for Keaton, forget about it. With no neck articulation at all, this pose just ain't happening. Overall, I said at the start, this might be the best Batman Hot Toys has ever made, and I think that statement still holds. Accessories, sculpts, articulation, and especially that wall climbing pose, everything is pretty good. For casual collectors, there's really nothing here that demands a major fix like 1.0 did. But if you are chasing perfection, I would say areas for improvements are what I mentioned earlier. Torso could be thicker, a better overall shape for the Batman head sculpt, and they should give the eyes more emotion. Alright, there you have it, the Batman 2.0 Deluxe Edition made by Hot Toys. I hope you all have enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Remember, play with the style. I'll see you guys in the next one.